if I have that in me, so this is on you.
We'll see how it happens, I guess.
But at Cemen Tech, and your title, and how long you been there?
Yeah, so I don't think I've ever smiled that big before. I was excited to come with an interview here, but yeah, my name is Mark Rinehart. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Cemen Tech. I've been there about 11 and a half years now. Working with you guys, I think, since the first day I started on the job. Yep. I think it was, 2014?
Yeah.
I was started in August, so it was like 3 months to prepare for my first World of Concrete back then. We were pouring with you guys, and you know how much it's grown here in 11 years.
It's changed a lot. Cemen Tech's come a long ways in 11 years, and we've made some strides, and a lot of that's attributable to them. We do a lot of things with Cemen Tech. You have some new things out, right? You got a new design coming out, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've got a new model in our inside booth. So we're located in the central hall. We've got 2 trucks there. We've got a truck in the concourse as well as the silver lot. So if you guys just keep walking that way, you'll see one of our trucks pouring. We're going to be pouring again at 3:15 today. But yeah, we've got our new model, our CS2 model, that we're kind of unveiling today at World of Concrete. It's kind of some different designs, some new features that customers ask for. So we're getting some good feedback on those trucks, and it kind of matches with the CD2, which we released 2 years ago here. Right. That gets more flexibility. So the CS2 is similar to the trucks that you guys operate now, our C60s, and yeah, it's just kind of the next level of technology for us.
So what's some of the changes? I know you're going to like a new touch screen at some point, and then you're adding some really cool features. I know you're putting power washers and stuff on them now, which is a huge asset to guys trying to get cleaned out on the project. So,
you bet. Yeah, we got a hydraulic pressure washer on. Most of them come with that now. We also have a lift chute, so if you're pouring into pumps, it makes it a lot easier now.
And a swivel chute. You've always had that.
Chute, right?
Yeah.
We do have our admixtures are a little different now, so you can store more admixtures on the right and the passenger side of our trucks. Water tanks a little bit differently. We've kind of widened it out to lower the center of gravity for the trucks to help.
Still 500 gallons.
Yep, 510.
Okay, 510.
For those.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Similar to the ones you guys run.
Yeah. Well, they've done real well for us, and what Cemen Tech's done for us has been phenomenal in that we're putting epoxy kits on our trucks, and they've worked with us hand in glove to establish the software to do so. So that's been huge, so we've taken those trucks and put epoxy pumps on them, so we can do this hybrid polymer concrete, and I think we can show a video of it up here, but it basically, we switch tanks and put epoxy tanks on them, and you guys then helped us develop the software, heat exchangers to heat the epoxy, and we can pour the hybrid polymer concrete with your truck. We can also, with your help, we're pouring latex modified out of that same truck, so we can just shut one tank off, put latex in one, water in the other one, and so it's just with your help, it's been able to do so much more. So.
Well, and you guys are kind of on the bleeding edge of trying out, the HPC latex. Obviously, it's been around for a while, but having the ability to do it on the same truck, turn those options off, and potentially pull out, put new tanks on, and pour standard concrete, flowable fill, anything else. The system that you guys have put on to our trucks, and that we've kind of helped you with, as you said, in the software component, is just the next level volumetric mixer.
Well, it's kind of the Swiss Army knife at that point, because now you can take a truck, you can do some of the high-end work, whether it be rapid setting concrete or polyester concrete or hybrid polymer epoxy concrete. And if it's not busy, then you can, if you're not doing that, you can go back and pour regular concrete and just up your revenue stream immensely and add to your bottom line.
Yeah. And for anyone that's curious, yes, we sell Jeff and the guys at FasTrac here, basically like our core volumetric mixer, ship it to Missouri. you guys put on all of your specialty items, and then, as Jeff said, you know, be able to pour 5 or 6 different concretes with the same truck.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Cemen Tech, how it got started, you know, what the evolution's been.
Yeah, so we started in 1969. We were one of the first manufacturers engaged in a volumetric mixer. So 1969 is actually the first year a volumetric mixer was created. It was called the Concrete Mobile Unit by a company called Daffin. They were the first manufacturer. We were kind of the dealer marketing rep for the Midwest. So we were out selling that product. Kind of the lineage of that then is Barber Green went and bought Daffin. And then we started supporting those units in the field, and then mid-70s we started building our own volumetric trucks. And since then, we've continued to, you know, really support the Daffins. We acquired Elkin, if you've heard of that word.
Yeah.
They were a volumetric
They were
mixer.
around for a long time.
Yeah, out in the Northeast. So we did that. Then we bought 3D Global. I think you guys had one of the first.
We had some of those,
yeah, IMMs is what we call them now.
Yeah.
And then really launched, you know, kind of the unit we sell, probably 70-80% now is the C60.
Okay.
And we launched that, I think it was 2015 World of Concrete.
Well,
back then. So.
I remember when we got, you know, some of our first C60s, everybody was against them. Everybody was like, no, I'm used to pulling levers. And now if you try and take the C60 away from them, they're like, what are we doing here? I don't want to do this. Because you came so far with your software, and it just does an accurate, amazing job. So.
Well, and that's what they're demo pouring over there now, is we're trying to show the full automated system from everything from using the remote control to hit start. We can actually now auto charge the mixer that the computer does itself.
That's very handy.
Then we can start pouring again, and now we have it dialed in where we can just say we want a half yard, and the machine will stop off exactly when it pours a half yard.
That's incredible. And to that point, that allows you to see what your slump is before you start pouring.
Correct.
With your auto charge.
Yep.
So you just don't put out dry mix or wet mix, that you get it in the chamber and then see what you got.
Well, and everyone's seen volumetric mixers. If you've seen it pour, sometimes the rocks will bounce down and basically beat the rest of the mix out. So everyone's like, oh, shit, it's all rocky.
Yeah.
It's a bad mix. But that's just because you got to fill that auger up first. And now that we have the computer doing it, you know, some of the operators may forget, and then it comes out really wet, or it comes out rocky in the beginning. And, you know, that's what we're trying to do at Cemen Tech, is just automate and make the processes easy. Everyone knows it's hard to find labor. And, you know, the less steps that we can take out of someone's routine is what we're trying to ultimately do.
Absolutely, because every driver's a batch man. So if you can get the truck doing a lot of it, then you take out some of the human part of making a mistake. So
you bet.
So you've got a few competitors out there. What sets Cemen Tech apart from the competitors, you feel?
Yeah, I just think our experience in the industry, you know, being able to build mixers as a 3-yard stationary unit all the way up to a 14-yard trailer unit, and any size in between. We've done a lot of work with the U.S. military, so the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, we've all built units for. So just that experience, and we've probably, I think we're up to 14 engineers on staff that we have, electrical and mechanical engineers. And then just the design of our mixer, just looking at it, I mean, the durability and quality and the accuracy of it, I think ultimately comes down to, and, you know, having customers like you that are repeat buyers and seeing that accuracy in the field and the quality and the durability of the equipment is what.
Well, you know, in the volumetrics for so long, there was a pretty good rub with they weren't accurate or they weren't reliable. And I can tell you, we've run thousands, hundreds of thousands of yards through some of our trucks with little to no problems. And if there was a problem, more times than not, it was a driver batchman error, and you've taken a lot of that out. So one thing they've done for us is when they're done, they can print a ticket, right? So you can print a ticket showing what we've actually ran. We've integrated that into our system, so if we're running HPC or latex, we can also do the same thing with that. So we're able to print out a ticket that shows them how much A resin, B resin, total, and the aggregates, and total cubic yards, which has been huge for us.
Right.
Yeah. So So what kind of new things you got coming?
Just still trying to increase the technology on the trucks. I mean, we're releasing a new version of AccuPort out, so that's kind of our system now that just digitizes the whole production process. So sending the orders out to the truck, loading it in the back on the computer screen, recording that information, and then digitally sending it. Instead of that paper ticket, now you can actually email it to an inspector or email it to the guy that you're pouring for to see all that material. And just being smarter on that in the office. So how do we track material better? How do we invoice faster? For customers that are out producing concrete, delivering it, selling it to people, just through that. And, growing into that to the whole AI thing of how do we analyze the pour data? How do we get smarter? How do we order faster? How do we order more in volume because we now know what our orders are going to be for the next 2 or 3 months?
Right.
Can we get more discounts? Stuff like that of looking at the data, and if we can always have that digital data coming back, we're just scratching the surface of the potential there.
Well, you're adding value to your customer, putting more money in their pocket at the end of the day because they're getting it out faster and more accurate.
Right. If we can take out the busy work and automate that, just like whether it's the operator at the back of the machine or the guys in the office doing all the logistics, that's what we're trying to remove.
So how does that work? If they take an order in the office, can the office see how the truck's doing in the field? Can they follow that?
Correct. So it's a full dispatch system as well. So you can see the truck moving on the computer where it's at. It'll tell you when it left the yard, where it started pouring, stopped pouring, exactly how much it did pour versus what you thought it was going to pour, what mix design, and then it will give you all the weights of the materials that were poured as well.
So it's going to show you what it poured and how much of each ingredient it used.
Correct.
Okay.
And as you know, being in concrete, no one actually can estimate concrete correctly for the amount that they want. So this actually will tell you what your guess was and then what you actually poured.
Well, and the good thing about that for your customers is, or the end user customer, is that they're only going to pay for what they get.
Right.
So, with ready mix, they're typically going, okay, I need to order, it looks like I need 6 yards, I better get 8. Well, they have to pay for that 8 and throw it away, and then their customers got to pay for that because they got to cover their costs. So with your unit, they're going to go out and pour whatever they pour, and you stop. And that's huge to an end user.
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy inside from Nashville that just got 4 trucks, and we were talking about the good old days when they would have to order ready mix, and their foreman or their guy on site would I need 10 yards, so the guy in the office would just order 13 just to make sure they weren't short. And then we were talking about how do you actually calculate to know that that's 3 yards you would have bought, that now you're going to be pouring 10. Or 9.82 yards, and that's all you're going to pour with a volumetric truck.
Yeah. It's and that's what you pay for, and that's a big one in 06, I believe, and they've done a great job. We've built a lot of trucks and sold your trucks, so it's kind of they come in, we build them, we build them for ourselves, we build them for customers. We rent them out then, so that's basically all we do. We'll never compete against a customer, so we just rent the truck. So then you guys backfill us and we sell new or used, and that's been fantastic for us. I want to thank you for that.
You put the Shelby package on the mixer and soup it up.
Yeah, make it go fast. That's exactly right. So is there any new stuff that we need to talk about other than that?
Yeah, the year it's been good talking to customers. Everyone seems to be more excited going into this year than they were last year.
In that too. Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's more projects. All the craziness of the headlines have slowed down a little bit, and everyone can get back to work.
Get back to work, get back to making money, right?
That's right.
Well, thanks again. You're in, what's your booths again? What locations?
5715.
Right. Appreciate it, Mark.
Awesome. Thanks,
Always
Jeff.
good talking to you guys.
You betcha.
All right. Have a great show.
Thanks. Oh, yes. Thanks.
To break the cycle, DOTs nationwide are turning to a new, powerful preservation solution: FasTrac Hybrid Polymer Concrete. Hybrid polymer concrete has been engineered to deliver superior strength, durability, and performance compared to traditional options like asphalt, latex, and polyester. The Missouri Department of Transportation, in partnership with KCI Construction, selected hybrid polymer concrete for a crucial bridge deck overlay in Springfield, Missouri, highlighting the product's unique advantages. Hybrid polymer concrete is strong like concrete and flexible like asphalt. Unlike polyester overlays, hybrid polymer concrete features high tensile elongation and resilience, allowing it to withstand heavy traffic, extreme weather, and temperature fluctuations without cracking or deteriorating, thereby increasing the lifespan of our nation's bridges. HPC preserves the underlying structure by creating an impenetrable barrier to moisture, chemicals, and salt, making it an ideal choice for projects that demand a durable, long-term solution. HPC is self-priming, saving you time and money on the job site. And there are no chemical odors, heavy metals, or VOCs, making it a safer, environmentally friendly material. The FasTrac volumetric mixer mixes the two-part resin system perfectly to ensure a consistent mix at all times. Hybrid polymer concrete can be installed in a range of thicknesses, from a 3/4 inch overlay up to 12 inches thick if necessary. This project required a 1-inch minimum application, with some areas exceeding 3 inches. HPC allows for the addition of a friction aggregate in the same pass, which not only provides added safety, but a smooth ride for years to come. With hybrid polymer concrete, bridges can reopen in as little as 2 hours, minimizing downtime and keeping traffic moving. This faster curing doesn't compromise strength or quality. In fact, it's precisely engineered to ensure maximum bond strength to the bridge deck surface, reducing the risk of delamination and making for a more resilient and longer-lasting overlay. The never-ending cycle of repairs and replacement has been broken. Thanks to this innovative technology, this bridge deck is now fortified for the future, ready to handle heavy loads and harsh conditions for years to come. FasTrac Hybrid Polymer Concrete, designed for durability, engineered for excellence. To learn more about how this groundbreaking material can transform your